Hey y'all, it's Maddie here with Junk in the Trunk by Maddie, bringing you another fun envelope tutorial. Today we're going to be using a few junk mail envelopes. So I already had the idea to stick one flap inside the other envelope to kind of create a book. We're going to place glue on the flap we're sticking inside the envelope, and then once we have that in place, we're going to flip it over to the back and glue down that other flap. Don't worry about that window. That window is going to be covered up with paper later on in the craft. So now we have our little book, and we left the pockets intact. Next, we're going to take two smaller junk mail envelopes, and we're going to cut the edge of both of those larger ones so that they open on the side, and those flaps of the smaller ones are going inside that large cut we just made in the bigger envelopes. So just place some glue on the tab, stick the tab down in the edge of the larger envelope. Once you have it all lined up, press down nice, make sure the glue dries well, and then you have this little flip out. We're going to do that on both sides. So make sure both large envelopes had a little slit cut in the sides. And we're going to do the same process to this one. Put a little bit of glue on the flap, and then stick it down in the side. We want the envelopes to fold to the inside. Get them all even and press them down, let the glue dry, and there we go. A little junk journal with some flip outs. I also left the pockets of the smaller envelopes intact. So I wanted to add one that flips up from the journal. And so we're going to put that to the inside. I just kind of cut an envelope to size, and the flap is being glued to the inside of the journal that we're creating. Cut it to size and make sure you can close it without it getting hung up. And now for the fun part. I'm using Vintage Treasures paper pack. I got this at Hobby Lobby, I believe. Make your marks, cut the paper to size, and then stick it inside the flap. And we're going to trace our window. I did use my straight cutter to just kind of give me a straight line because I wanted to cover up part of the window that I already kind of messed up on the inside. Yes, mistakes happen. Even I make mistakes. So you can see I made that little rectangle indentation, and we're just pinching it, and we're going to cut those lines that you see there all the way around. And that will create the little window that we want on the front. And now we can ink the edges. And this just kind of gives it a finished look. I'm trimming the corners to be more round and inked around the edges. And now we're doing the back. Same process to the back. Cut the paper to size. Stick it inside the envelope so that you can trace the window and get those indentions so we can cut out the window portion. This one gave me a little bit of a hard time getting it down in there. So we're just going to trace that window, and you can see where the lines are. So we're going to make a little pinch, cut into it, and cut around those edges. And then don't forget to round your corners and ink the edges for a nice finished look. Not required, it just gives it a little extra pizzazz to do that. And we're going to do the same process to each and every envelope. Trace the edges to get it to cut to size. Push the paper down inside the envelope so that you can make your marks for the window. Remember not to push too hard because you don't want to break the acetate. You just want to get a small indentation. And then cut the edges. So this process will go for every single envelope that you add to your project. Whether you do as many as I did 5 envelopes, or you might do it with 4, with 6, with 8. These staggered little projects, the staggered envelope projects, it's really just however you want it to be. There's no wrong way to do this. This is just the way that I do it. So yes, we're going to cover every single envelope with our decorative paper. We're going to do the outside, and we're going to do the inside. And also, at the end, don't forget that we've cut those slits in the larger envelopes, and we're going to make a file folder out of both of those envelopes. It's going to be really cool at the end. Okay, so we're just inking the edges. I kind of cut the interior to show that the envelope still had pockets, if that makes sense. I would put the paper down inside after cutting it to size and trace the edge of the envelope so that the paper followed the movement of the opening. And then I cut these little strips that were going to go down where the hole is, just to give that opening a little bit of decoration. And I just lifted it and kind of glued it to the inside of each of the envelopes. And there we go. It's turning out really cute. And so we're doing our last two. And remember, we're going to stick the papers down in there and cut the shape of the mouth of the envelope. And then we're sticking a paper down inside the envelope to give it a little extra pizzazz, a little extra decoration. So the inside of the envelope doesn't look plain, but it was just small strips. And there we go. It looks so cute. All right, now time for those file folders. Don't forget about those holes that we cut. Now we're going to fill them with really awesome little pages with some tabs. I put 3 in each one, but you could do more if you want. I didn't want mine super bulky, but you can make it as bulky as you want. And we just put them down in there. I kind of lined the tabs up so that the front portion would be at the top and the back portions would be at the bottom, so that I had tabs from the top to the bottom. And there's our finished product. It turned out so cute. So if you're new here, hey, my name is Maddie. My page is Junk in the Trunk by Maddie. And you can find all of my tutorials, just like this one, on all major social media platforms. So come connect with me on my Facebook page and my other social medias. And as always, friends, don't forget to spread that junk. Spread it far and spread it wide. All right, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it. Y'all have a blessed night. Bye-bye.